Welcome to my first look at Blossom the Seed of Life, a new open-world survival craft terraforming game. We are playing as Blossom, a robot designed by humans to survive the harsh conditions of Mars, to terraform the planet into a thriving ecosystem. So let's take a look and see what it's all about. Welcome to Mars. This is our escape pod that we landed with on Mars. We start with a crafting station, a computer, a little bit of storage, and a battery with 750 energy. I already played a little bit of the beginning to get used to the mechanics and the controls, so some of it is familiar to me, but once we get past the very initial stage, everything is new to me as well, so we're gonna discover all of this together. Right at the start, we have no power. We have 10% power left, and we need to recharge our battery first before we can do anything. Now, if you don't know how to do anything, this computer here has a tutorial built in, so you can see charging, for example. Oh, I can draw power from other machines. All you have to do is plug into a battery, and you can draw its power. Now the battery has 750 power to start. So let's plug in, recharge, and see our battery getting full. And next thing we have to do is install a mining tool and upgrade our backpack. So let's plug in the power into the crafting station and check out the recipes. We can do the medium backpack and a mining tool, and we have an encryption key recipe over here in the electronics section. But mining tool, pretty much free, it doesn't cost any resources except 5 power, and that will enable us to mine resources. It also unlocks the mining tool V2, which we definitely want to craft as well. So I would say medium backpack first, because it gives us extra power and more item slots. You can see the slots here on the side, left and right. You have up to 6, and then your tool slots are the little slot on the top and the 2 on the back. Right now we just have the 1 on the top for our mining tool, and we can carry up to 4 resources. So let's go out and get some iron for our backpack. But first we have to open the door. So let's disconnect, take the power from our battery, put it into our escape pod, and now we can click on the door, and using 10 power, we can get the door working. Now there is no continuous use of power, so this is now down to 713, but every time the door opens and closes, it doesn't use more power. Now I can use the socket over here now, because it's connected to the escape pod that is powered by the battery, and plug it into the station, the crafting station. And now we have a working crafting station, but I can also use the socket outside to recharge myself without worrying about constantly disconnecting the crafting station. So let's go and get some iron, which is right here in front of our pod conveniently. We need 3 pieces. There we go. Look at that, I love this. And then we can attach 1 more and get to the crafting station to upgrade our backpack. There we go. And now we can store a lot more power, allowing us to be out more longer and be more productive. We can now also craft a light tool, a boost tool, and a large backpack. The first thing I want to do is the boost tool, which only costs iron, and we have that right in front of the door. So let's charge our battery and get ourselves 4 pieces of iron. The boost tool will allow us to basically enable sprint, which will cost more energy as we sprint, but as you notice, when I'm running and I jump, I don't use actually any energy jumping. So when I'm running faster, I can jump further, conserving energy and covering more ground. Now the next thing I want to do is upgrade my backpack again and my mining tool. I'm gonna go with the mining tool first to speed up our mining by 50%, and then I'm gonna do the large backpack. So for this, we can pin the recipe with R, charge ourselves up, and right behind our base, we have copper. And that should be 2 copper. It's big enough, yes. So we have 2 copper here. And then up this hill, we have silica. And that costs a lot of power to mine. There we go. So now we're down to 14%. But luckily, this doesn't cost any power, us yeeting ourselves off the hill. So we can now get there in time to upgrade our mining tool. And now focus on the large backpack. The V3 mining tool is silver and aluminum ore. Silver ore we have in the crater behind us with the sulfur, but I have no idea where aluminum ore is at this stage. I haven't really played that far. So the large backpack is going to be next. We're going to pin this. Silica ore, we know where that is. Sulfur ore is in the crater there beside us. So let's head back out. Make sure we're fully charged and get ourselves some silica and sulfur. The big one here we can't mine yet. It requires a mining laser. So let's stick with that one. There we go. And now, I don't know if we have enough power to head over there for some sulfur. We only need one. Oh yes, just about. And we're down to 11%. We should have enough power to get back. It's gonna get close. There we go. Let's just straight away plug in and get us some power. And now we can upgrade our backpack to a large backpack, which gives us even more power and more item slots. But the main thing is power, so we can stay out longer and be more productive. For encryption keys, we need 1 copper and 1 regolith chunk. And while we're out, let's get another 2 regolith chunk for the info tool, which is going to help us to see more information on our hood. And I can see already regolith chunks over there. They're the glowing little stones on the ground. There we go. We need 3 of them. There's another one over here. And another one over here. Brilliant. They actually were not that far from the base. And then we have copper ore right here. Let's craft that info tool. And that allows us now to see the direction on a compass at the top of the hood. And it also unlocked more recipes in here as well, like the info tool V2, which we're actually going to craft right now as well, because it's only 2 iron and we have iron right outside the door. And that enables us to actually see very important things on our compass. And now we can see on the top, on the compass, we can see now points of interest or important icons that we need to worry about in a second. So here's our base. So if we walk away and we're behind hills and we can't see where we are, where our base is, we can see this now, and that allows us to quickly find our way home. Let's use the copper and the regolith chunk and craft the encryption key. You can see it there attached to our backpack now. And now we can insert that into the computer, which drops down a package. And that package contains a printer. The difference between the printer and the crafting station is that the crafting station allows you to build components and upgrade your backpack and your tools. Meanwhile, the printer is to build big structures. So let's put it down here with the power source facing our base. Let's take the power and connect our printer. Same thing, doesn't cost any power to have the printer connected, only when you craft. The only recipe we have right now is storage. But that's what we now have to do to get the other recipes. And that is what you see on the hood, is these icons of disks. And the closest one we have is over here. This here is a blueprint vault. You open it, take the disk out. Let's see if there's another blueprint vault nearby. Let's head over here and see if we can get these 2. We should have enough power in our backpack. Here we go, we're getting very close. There is all these things over there. I haven't really looked at what these are, but we have like a little radar over there, and there seems to be a crashed ship. Oh man, I can't wait to explore those. Here's another blueprint vault. That's 2. And the next closest one is over here. Now we need 2 more. And there are here and here, so yep, let's get this one here first. And I think we have enough power left to get the last one as well before we head back. There we go. Brilliant. We got the recipe of an extender. And you can see now when you use it, this is the extender. You unlock the recipe for the extender, but you also unlock the recipes for all the components you need to craft those structures. And these components are unlocked in the crafting station. Let's upload the next blueprint. Terraform Analyzer. Terraform Analyzer analyzes terraforming activities across the planet using the data to develop new technologies and produce blueprint disks. Next, we have a fuel generator, which is very important so we can make our own power. And that also unlocked multiple other recipes in our crafting station because it needs copper wire and composite metal as well, but also fuel cells that you can put in to actually convert the fuel to power. Then we have a battery recipe. There we go. That allows us then to make a battery. It also unlocked the recipe for power cells. And then the last blueprint is a drill, which then allows us to start terraforming the planet. The drill drills into the ground and releases small amounts of carbon dioxide to increase atmospheric pressure. Increasing the pressure will clear the fog from the planet. Okay, let's charge up. We now can see on the left how much power we have left and what we should do next. We should build a battery and a generator to do our own power, which requires fuel cells as well. So if we look at our recipe here, we need the power cells for a battery. We now have cores unlocked, which is a pressure core recipe. We have fuel, which is regolith oxide rods. We need to make 2 of them. So that's 4 regolith chunks we need to find. And we need to make 1 power cell to make that 1 battery. And we need to make a composite metal to make the power generator. I think it only requires 1 composite metal, fuel generator. Oh, and a copper wire as well. So if you pin this recipe, you can see all the things you need. It actually breaks it down, which is pretty cool. So you can see you need 2 copper, 1 iron, 1 regolith. But if we want to make the fuel cells at the same time, you might as well stay out and get the 2 regolith chunks. So if we get 2, 4, 5 regolith chunks, 1 iron and 2 copper. And let's start getting resources. We have the iron right here. We have sulfur down there. We need 1 sulfur. And now we have to find some regolith chunks. And there's a few right here. There's also a regolith deposit, but we can't mine that until we have a laser. But they have a lot of these guys flying around, which is nice. Let's make the power cell. Let's make the composite metal. And the copper wire, we need 1 more copper ore. I forgot we needed 1 more copper ore. Here we go. Let's make the copper wire. And then make the fuel rods. Now we should have everything ready to make our own power and store it. So first things first, let's make the fuel generator. It's getting nighttime now, so that's you have a light tool as well. It's not too bad. Right now we can see enough. So let's put it right here. I didn't craft the light tool yet. Let me see. Because it does get pretty dark here at night. How much is that going to cost? The light tool is only 1 copper ore. All right, let me go out, get 1 copper ore, and at least then we have a bit of light so you can see better what's happening. Now the light tool will use more power, of course. So when we turn the light on, yes, we can see better, but it also costs more energy. But we are making our own energy now. So let's go to the printer. Let's make a battery. We should make a few, but right now 1 is going to be enough. We're going to put it right here. Let's turn it sideways because we do want to connect something else as well. So let's place that down. And now we can place our fuel cells in here. And another slot here. And now that will convert the fuel into power. So if we connect this into the battery, we can see now our battery charge up. You see the yellow line there. It's going to keep going higher and higher. And that will store power now 11, 12, and that will consume fuel to generate that power at 1 power per second. Now we still have 387 power or 337 power left in our base. So we use that up first before we provide more power to our base. But I want to make a few more things before I start working on the drills. And that is a power extender, so we can actually split the power. So I need 1 composite metal. And I also want to make more batteries. I think 2 batteries will be enough. So let's get 2 copper and 2 sulfur. And we also want to get some regolith and some iron for our composite metal. It's getting daylight again, so we don't need to waste our energy on light. Don't know if we have enough power for 2 sulfur. Definitely have one. Let's see if we can get one more. We have 25 power. Oh, so close. Let's quickly hook up into the base. Not the water, the power. Thank you. Whew. Lovely. The state of your progress is actually saved, so you can see we're nearly done. And we just have to touch it a little bit, which is a really nice quality of life touch. It doesn't reset your progress on your mined resources. All right, let's make the composite metal. And let's do the 2 power cells. Then we can make the power extender. And I want to place this one right here. And now I can, this battery is full now. Now I can disconnect this from the battery and plug this into here. And then plug this into the battery. So now I still have the same, but if once I'm out of power there to power my base, I can now connect this to my base, powering my entire pod, allowing us to keep power on our printer. So I can leave the batteries for other things. But for now, again, we still have a little bit of power left, so we don't need to worry about this right now. Let's make 2 more batteries. One here. I'm gonna turn them around so we can connect them. And 1 more battery. There we go. And now we can connect the batteries to each other, so we don't need to worry about multiple splitters to divide between the batteries. So we can just use this slot there and connect it to this slot here. And connect this to this. And now all 3 batteries are going to be charging. I think it actually equally charges them, so it doesn't go from the first to the second to the third, but you can see how the lines are going up pretty much simultaneously, which is really nice. We now have to work on a drill so we can start clearing the fog, and the drill costs composite metal. So if we just pin that recipe, we can see all the things we need. Now I do want to make 2. There's also a few more tools I want to craft. I want to craft the construction tool, which only costs copper ore, and the overlay tool, which is only silica ore. So let's get 1 copper, 1 silica, because these tools give us a little bit more information that we need as well. So let's make the overlay tool. And that allows us now to press 1. It shows you at a glance now what you have left on power. So it shows here 151 power. It shows you what is powered, all the power cables. And even in the distance there, we can see all our batteries have 50 power stored right now. Let's make the composite metal. Another composite metal. And 2 pressure cores. We nearly must be out of power. How much we have left? 95. So now we can craft 2 drills. Let's put them here. Let's see where the connections are. Here's the connection. So let's put 1 here. Brilliant. And now build the next drill right beside it. Yeah. Do it right here. We can always move things. Once we have the construction tool built, we can move things around. And now what we need is another splitter. Do it like this. And now we can connect the batteries to the extender, and each side of the extender to one of those drills. Now I don't know if we have enough power to power 2 drills, but you can see them doing their work now. If you go near them, you can see our total PA, whatever that is. Each drill generates 0.03 PA per second. And if we look at our batteries, okay, so are they going up or down? So let me see, 37, they're actually going up. So 1 power generator seemed to be enough to power 2 drills and keep storing power in the batteries as well. Now this of course is going to burn all the fuel. We're going to have to make more fuel cells. I don't know anything about the game beyond this point, so I have literally only played up to here. So I could basically give you a very good overview on how the game works. But from now on, everything is new to me as well. Hopefully, we can actually do some type of fuel generator that we don't have to worry about continuously making fuel cells. But we can see on the left now, we have to make a Terraform analyzer and activate a blueprint from Terraform analyzer. So that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. I haven't done that before. And at the same time, you can see the progress of the fog and dust storms. Now, I assume the Terraform analyzer also needs power, but we need 1 glass. And to make a glass, we need silica ore and a regolith chunk. We have silica ore up top here. See if we can find a glowy stone for a regolith chunk. Yes, there's one right here. And let's get the silica ore as well. Brilliant. And now we should be able to make that glass. Look at our base. It's looking absolutely fantastic. I'm loving this. Okay, here's the glass. And let's make the Terraform analyzer. Oh, it has no power consumption? That would be nice. It has a power socket though. Maybe it does use power, so why don't we put it over here for now? Okay, so let's see how it works. Oh, it probably doesn't consume passive power, but... okay, we'll see. Let's connect this over here. See what happens. 2 new blueprints. Oh, look at that. So we can now see the total PA and how it unlocks the next progress. That is amazing. I love this. So the more pressure we generate, the quicker this will go up. But right now we unlocked a wagon T1 and a storage module. And then here we have a mining laser. Oh, nice. A mining laser that allows us to use it on all those nodes we can't mine yet. A battery module T1, a fuel generator T2, drill T2, a scanner module, a rover, a wagon, a refinery. Ooh, I wonder if that is how we can make fuel without constantly crafting fuel cells. A bigger storage module. You can see it has like 8 storage pieces. Meanwhile, this one actually has quite a lot as well. But this could be a storage module for on top of a vehicle. Oh man, that's gonna allow us to do so much more collection of resources. Solar panels, data recovery terminal. Oh, I love it. Okay, right now, let's create a blueprint disk. Oh, it actually spits out both of them. And how much power did that use? Oh, it only used a little bit. We're down to 39, but it is going back up. So we used what, about 12 power, something like that. I didn't see if it showed actually how much power we used. No, I didn't. So let's take those disks, bring them over to the fabricator or the printer and install them. That is a wagon, and the next disk is a storage module, which probably is for the wagon as well. So let's see what we need for a wagon. Yeah, it's for a vehicle. Store items and keep your resources organized for easy access whenever you need them. Can only be attached to a wagon or rover. And the wagon costs only 2 copper wire? That is amazing. An electric autonomous wagon with 1 module slot that can connect to a socket and link with other wagons or rovers. And I think we're nearly out of power now. Our reserve battery that we started with has reached 0. There you go. That's it. It's empty. It's gone. So let's connect this to our base. And now we have our base powered as well. Oh, Terraform pressure stage 2 achieved. So we're now at 50%, and we have 3 new blueprints unlocked. Okay. So what do we have? A mining laser, a battery module, storage. So let's see what we have here. Storage T2. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of resources we can store there. And we now also have a mining laser, which is for vehicles. Okay, so we need to actually build that, put it on top of our vehicle. Extract easy to break resources deposit using precision laser. Can only be attached to a wagon or rover. And then we have the battery module stores power for later use, ensuring a steady supply when your machines need it. Can only be attached to a wagon or rover. Also, now that we have the construction tool, we can deconstruct items. So here we can deconstruct this. It doesn't give us any resources because that was a free box that dropped down with the printer. But if we, for example, want to move things, so I don't like where this printer is standing, I can switch to build mode, click on R to move, and then I can move it wherever I want. Now I think it stays connected, so if we say move it here, you can see it's still connected, it doesn't lose anything, which is very handy if you want to reorganize your base. So we're running low on fuel, so let's make some more fuel cells. For that we need 4 regolith chunks. We probably should make a backup of fuel cells, so if we can get a few regolith chunks, that probably would be better. There's regolith chunk deposits there, and they usually have a lot of those loose regolith chunks around it. There we go. We need at least 4, but if we can get 8, that would be brilliant, because that would allow us to make 4 fuel cells and then have a little bit of backup, so we don't need to panic. And there's more over there as well. Brilliant. 3 more. Oh, we're at 80%. And here we go, we have 8. So let's craft a few of those fuel cells. We can store 2 of them in here. And bring the other 2 around here. There we go. And there we go. Beautiful. Just in time, we were starting to run low. 2 batteries are already empty, so we're actually using a lot of power so fast. So once our generator stops working, this is crazy. So let's actually disconnect this, because I don't know if it uses power or not. I just don't trust it, really. I just noticed that this battery is actually getting power as well. So if we connect this to the base again, I think it's slowly filling up. And that's, yes, it is. I didn't know that. So we can actually use it as an extra battery storage as well. So let's leave it connected. So that means we actually have 4 batteries. Okay, here we go. Look at the sky. This is the night sky, of course, but still, it looks already so much clearer. And we're at 100% fog dispersion. Lovely. Fog has fully cleared from the planet. Terraform analyzer detected, new blueprint schematics. So I guess there's no point now to keep these running, is it? Well, they still generate PA, I guess. Oh yes, increased pressure to form ice. So these things will continue to actually be useful. I thought they were only to clear the fog, but yeah, we're still creating pressure, which is fantastic. And I wonder if then ice becomes a new resource. That would be pretty sweet. So let's plug this in, just to see what we have. And we now have a T2 drill, a fuel generator, T2 as well, and a scanner module. Let's actually take them, print them out. There we go. Fuel generator T1 generates power using solid regolith fuel rods. Generates power using solid regolith fuel rods, burning them with increased efficiency. So this one generates 1 power, and this one can hold 4 slots, and it's 25% more efficient, generating 1.5 power. It would probably be better to start moving into the second fuel generator, but for that we need silver. And silver we can't mine unless we have a mining laser. So the next logical step is to start making the wagon, get the mining laser, and start getting ourselves some nice silver. That sounds like a plan. But before we have to mine those harder resources that we can't mine yet, there's a few more things we can do. We can upgrade our overlay tool with 1 sulfur, and we can upgrade our info tool with 2 copper. So let's get 2 copper and 1 sulfur. Let's make the info tool wheels 3, which adds planet info to the hood. Let's see what that is about. Oh, on the top left we can see Sol 3, we're in spring. And on the top right it's 3 a.m. 21882022. No idea what that means, but we have more statistics now on the screen. And let's build the overlay tool, which enables a planet overlay. So now when we go outside, so 1 was the power overlay. And what is 2? Oh, wow, look at that. Fog clearance finished. Dust storm dissipation finished. Planet frosting, we can see the progress there. Soil, planetary soil coverage, planetary algae coverage, temperature. Oh, there is so much. This game is so deep. Oh, wow. I did not expect that. Is there anything else we can do with our basic resources? No, this requires aluminum and silver ore, which definitely requires the mining laser. And steel. Oof. Enables water overlay. I think that's pretty much it. And these are just components we need for crafting all the new structures and the wagons. So that's it. We reached basically maximum craft on the resources we have access to right now. That is fantastic. All right, I think that's enough for the first episode. I hope you guys had a very good look at everything and got a good picture of what the game is all about. I'm really loving it. It reminds me of a mix between Astroneer and Planet Crafter, and I'm really loving how deep the game actually is. It looks so very basic, but it has all the complexity of a Planet Crafter like game that you expect. So I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, remember to kick that like button in the balls, and I hope I see you guys in the next video. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, and I see you guys next time. Until then, as always, viel Spaß and happy gaming.